Women have been conditioned by society to be, act, and think a certain way. Here at Girls IRL, we encourage women to challenge societal norms and embrace their femininity. With that being said, let's get into this week's episode. Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Girls in Real Life podcast. I am your host, Mariah Clayton. And if you are watching on YouTube, then you will see that I am not in my notorious pink chair in the corner of the room. I got a fireplace going behind me. I'm feeling real fancy today. And I kind of have something big to share with you guys that I literally haven't told, honestly, anyone. I mean, I've told like a few of my close friends and obviously my family, but as far as like putting it out there on social media for the world to know, I haven't said anything. And you guys know my podcast family, y'all are like my ride or dies. Y'all know the ins and outs of my life at all times, and this is no different. So if you are a part of the podcast fam, then this is piping hot tea that nobody else knows. Not my TikTok, not my Instagram, nothing. And yeah, okay, I'm just gonna come out and say it. No, I'm not pregnant. If that's what y'all are thinking, do not wish that on me. But me and Justin did buy a house. Or we're in the process of buying a house, I should say. Pretty much everything is kind of like set into motion, and we're basically just waiting on our current house to sell. And we actually have an inspection on Sunday. But I guess before I even dive into that and that whole process, I want to say I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I hope y'all had a great time shopping the Black Friday deals. Hopefully my gift guide kind of helped y'all out a little bit. And I know I told you guys on my Instagram that I was going to like link everything and make all these cute little graphics. Yeah, I didn't do that because it's just a lot of work, and I got to give my props to the LTK girlies because they really work their butts off to make sure that they're one, finding good deals for y'all, and then two, going through the process of linking it, but then also three, making the actual graphics, like screenshotting the pictures and importing them into Canva and making it all cute for you and labeling it and like all that stuff. Like I tried, I really did. I made it through one, maybe two graphics, and I just couldn't do it anymore. So I was just like, this is not for me. I'm chalking it up to the game. If you go to the podcast episode, you'll find the links. If not, then I don't know what to tell you. So anyways, I hope that was helpful. But yeah, back to what you guys I'm sure are like wanting to hear now is about the process of us buying our house. So I told you guys a few weeks ago that we were going to walk through some houses. Those two houses didn't really work. And I actually could have told you guys this last week because we went to go see the house. We had went to go see the house that we're buying already, but I didn't want to like say anything because I don't know. I just didn't. But we had already went to go and see the house like the day before I recorded last week's episode, the gift guide episode, and we absolutely loved the house. Like it's got 4 bedrooms, it has 3 bathrooms. No, it has 4 bedrooms and 4 baths. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 bedrooms and 4 baths. Huge living room, a nice big office space. Like it is just, it's a cute, quaint home, and we both actually ended up really liking it. And I was surprised that Justin actually liked this house because it's not typically his style. It's more so kind of my style, which I told y'all is more of like that vintage, kind of rustic, old timey feel. And surprisingly, Justin actually really likes, the vibe of the house and the way that it looks. And I don't know, it was just a very nice surprise that it kind of worked out for both of our styles. But we both fell in love with it and ended up putting an offer in on the house literally that night. Like we put an offer in and we kind of lowballed a little bit just to kind of see and gauge where, the buyers, not the buyers, the what's the people that's selling a house, the sellers, just to kind of gauge and see where they were at. The house had been on the market for a little while, probably about 6 or so months, and there wasn't really a lot of traction on it. So we just kind of like shot in the dark and was like, this isn't an offer. And obviously they countered and we accepted and we signed some paperwork and we just kind of like got the ball rolling. Like it all happened so fast. Like one night me and Justin are in bed talking about how we want to buy a house, and literally like the next week we're putting in an offer. And it was just so crazy because we were like, this is a goal that we want to have for the next year, the new year coming up. Like, we can continue looking and going to see houses. But I didn't really think that we would actually, like, put in an offer for something this quick. But like I said, I think everything just kind of worked out the way that it was supposed to. We both really loved the house. It was a good price and it's in a great location. We're literally 2 minutes from my parents and my sister, which is amazing. So I just feel like everything kind of like came together. And so with that being said, we spent last week kind of trying to pack up the house a little bit and clean up, get our house ready for pictures to be taken so that we could, put our house on the market. So we've packed up some drawers, we've moved some things around, including the office. Like, I had a pink desk in here with my pink chair and everything, and I'm like, no, like, nobody's gonna want to see a brown and a pink desk next to each other like how we had it in here. So I was like, we just need to take my desk out, put the office back like how you had it before I moved in here, and they can take pictures of it like that. So that's why I'm not in my little corner or my pink chair. But yeah, everything has just been moving so fast. Like I said, I actually got the house professionally like deep cleaned before the lady came to take the pictures, because it was already a lot just trying to like pack up the closet and make sure that looked good, and like folding all the clothes and clearing out drawers and like all this other stuff, clearing out like Ace's play stuff, because you can't have any like toys or baby playpens or anything. So I had to take down Ace's playpen. We put so much stuff in the garage. Like, it was just too much. I was like, the last thing that I want to do right now is freaking scrub the baseboards and like clean the house, whatever. So I called a maid service. They came and cleaned the house. They did a great job. However, it was very, very expensive. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. I thought that it was gonna be about like $270, $300 maybe. I paid literally almost $400 for them to come and clean this house. And I know they say like the first clean, like the first deep clean, is always the most expensive, and then you can do like weekly or bi-weekly or whatever the case may be. But I didn't want that. I just wanted a one-time clean because we're moving out, and they came and they did a great job, but I just wasn't expecting to pay that price. But anyways, I say all of that to say things have been kind of hectic over here, and that's also why I just haven't had a lot of time, especially to deal with the graphics and the holiday gift guide and all that stuff. So I just was like, I can only manage what I can manage right now, and this is all that I can manage. So our house literally has been kind of stripped to the bones. We cleared off all the countertops. Ace's playpen is gone. So honestly, just trying to keep him in a secure area where he's not going to hit his head or hurt himself has been a journey within itself. But it's all well worth it, and we're really excited. And our house just went up on the market. When I'm recording this, it just went up on the market yesterday, which was Black Friday. But by now, it's been on the market for about 3 days by the time you guys are hearing this. So it's really exciting. The pictures came out really good. We're hoping to get some people to come and see the house hopefully this week. And we're hoping that it sells quick, because the quicker this house sells, the quicker we are able to move into our new house. So yeah, that's what's been going on over in my world. And like I said, we have the inspection tomorrow, which is Sunday, which is technically when you're hearing this. We had it yesterday. And we're hoping that everything goes well. We spent some time going to like Home Depot and some floor stores to kind of look at flooring that we might want, picking out rugs, looking at furniture. We're trying not to buy too much stuff, but we wanted to kind of take advantage of the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal. So we did buy a few things, but my sister told us to wait to buy more stuff until after the inspection, because you just never know what can go wrong during an inspection of a house. There might be like mold or something foundationally wrong, or something that like we just weren't expecting that might keep us from actually buying the house and like going through with the process and everything. So like I said, nothing is official, but as far as we know, there's nothing structurally or foundationally wrong with the house. Every time we've just fallen more in love with it, and I really think that it would have to be something major and huge for us to not get this house. So fingers crossed that the inspection went well, and I'm sure I'll tell you guys all about it in next week's episode. But yeah, buying a house is a lot. It is a process, and I feel like I want to do a whole podcast episode on that and bring my sister in. She's a real estate lawyer, so she does closings all the time. That's literally what she does for work. And I just kind of want to have a sit down conversation and talk about the process, because even though we're doing this now, like just Justin is kind of like handling everything. So I still really don't know like what's going on. I'm like, I don't know what we're signing. I don't know anything about like getting a loan. I don't know, like there's still so many things that I just don't understand. And I'm happy and thankful that like Justin does understand all that stuff and he's kind of like taking the lead on that. But I know that a lot of us, we don't have people to, do these types of things for us. So I really want to sit down with my sister and kind of like do a house series episode and maybe just do a few different podcast episodes about like buying a house, different types of loans. Me and Justin even will do an episode like what is like living together, because that's been a whole adjustment as well. But yeah, that's something that's coming in the future. I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys because like I said, y'all are my podcast fam and y'all know everything going on in my life at all times. And I just wanted to share this special happy moment with y'all. Like, we're getting a house. Like, it's freaking crazy. But anyways, I've been rambling long enough in this intro. I really don't think I'm going to be here long today. I just have a short list of things that I kind of want to talk to you guys about. And obviously, if you read the title of the podcast episode, then you know we're talking about how to end the year strong in order to start off 2024 on the right foot. And obviously, I'm going to do my podcast episode going over my vision board and, all that stuff and like how I'm going to be gearing up for the new year and everything like that. But I really kind of wanted to focus on having a strong finish of this year to be able to set yourself up for the new year. Because I don't know about you guys, but for me, I feel like I always tend to get a late start on the new year because a lot of times I'm like trying to get started on January 1 and like trying to make all these big changes starting January 1, when I think it really does kind of start now towards the end of the year. And I'm going to get into that a little bit, but today I just have a list of 5 things that are going to kind of help you finish out 2023 on a strong note with your best foot forward so that you can go into 2024 feeling good, feeling motivated, feeling ready to conquer the new year. So let's just go ahead and get started. The first thing that I have on my list of you to do in order to end your year off strong is to review your year. Okay, we need to kind of look back, kind of gauge and see what are the things that we accomplished? What are the things that we didn't accomplish? What are the things that made us happy? What are the things that brought us peace? What some of our most favorite memories? Really just taking the time to kind of reflect on everything that has happened and occurred this past year. So that way you kind of have a good gauge of like what you did, who you did it with, your feelings, your emotions, all of that stuff, right? And I feel like it can sound a little bit silly, but it really is important to kind of just look back and see how far you've come, because a lot of times we really don't realize everything that we've accomplished because we're so focused on all of the bad things that happened in the year, or all of the things that we didn't get to do, or all of the mistakes that we made. And we really do forget about like all the good things in between too. So I think it's good to reflect on both sides of the spectrum. I'm not saying just look at the good stuff. I think you also do need to think about the bad stuff and how, you're going to clean that up for the next year, but give yourself some grace and allow yourself to celebrate the things that you did do and the good times that you did have, because those are just as equally as important and build your character just as much as the bad things do, All right, the next way that we are going to end 2023 off strong is you're going to tie up your loose ends, okay? And what I mean by this is if there's something that you need to get taken care of by the end of this year, then do it, okay? And I'm speaking for myself here, and I'm going to put myself on blast. I have not done my taxes for this year or last year for that matter. So all of that has just kind of like rolled over, you know what I'm saying? So that's something that I don't want to carry into 2024. And so that's kind of what I mean by like tie up your loose ends. Take care of the things that you want to have taken care of before the new year starts, so that it's not looming over your head as you enter the new year, because there's nothing worse than trying to have a fresh start, but you're walking into the new year with the same baggage that you had last year, the same problems that you had last year, the same things that you didn't finish or get done last year that you're now trying to worry about doing in this year. Like it's just not good. And I know from experience, because I've been saying I need to do my taxes, and I haven't done them yet. And I blame it on like, oh, I don't have time, or like I need somebody to help me, like whatever the case may be. But I know that I can get it done. I know that it's something that I can do, not even necessarily on my own, but on of my own accord. Like, I can make sure that it gets done. I can hire somebody, or I can like go online and do it myself. Like, there are things that I can do and I just haven't done it. So that's number one for me, is like I want to just like finish my taxes, make sure I'm not going into the new year with that hanging over my head. But even things like, I don't know, paying off credit card debt. Like, if you know you racked up a lot shopping for Christmas and Black Friday, make sure you pay off that credit card debt before you go into the new year, so that you're not worried and concerned about things of the past year that you bought and now you're paying for it in the new year. Like, no, you just want to pay it off before you even get to the new year, so that you can have that fresh clean slate that we all want and crave when entering a new year. If you know that you have an appointment that you've been neglecting, again, I'm speaking of myself, I have not been to the dentist this year, or for the past 3 years for that matter. I'm sorry, y'all. The dentist is literally my biggest fear. So I just genuinely do not like to go. But I told myself that I wanted to go to the dentist this year, and I still haven't. So hopefully I can get that done within the next like 2 months. Actually, it's just 1 month now, pretty much, because we're about to be in December, literally this weekend, right? Yeah, so like if there's any appointments that you know that you need to get done, maybe your annual, your dentist appointment, you need to go and do like a checkup. Girlies, we got to go get our pap smears done. Like, just make sure you're taking care of all that stuff, so that it's, again, not looming over your head in the new year. You're not concerned about it, and you got a few months before you have to worry about it again. So tie up them loose ends, girly. But the next thing that I have on my list is, I want you guys to look over your vision board and complete whatever realistic goals you have left. Okay. So I know when we make our vision boards, we kind of have these big picture things and like things that we want to accomplish and all that stuff. And by the time we make it to the end of the year and we reflect and we look back and we're like, dang, I said I was going to do this, but I didn't do that. And now I feel like I'm a failure. Like, no, you don't have to feel like a failure. I think sometimes it's good to have audacious goals on your vision board, but you also need to have like some realistic ones. So what I want you guys to do to finish off 2023 strong is to look over your vision board and check off the things that you have accomplished, and maybe look at some things that you still can accomplish in the next 3 to 4 weeks before the new year approaches. Maybe you said that you wanted to save, I don't know, $1,000. You might be able to still do that. Maybe you said that you wanted to start reading more. I'm talking to myself. You can read a book before the year is over. Maybe you said you wanted to start cooking and baking more. Again, I'm talking to myself. You can find a cutesy little recipe on Pinterest or TikTok and go in the kitchen and make something before the year is over. I'm literally looking at my vision board right now because it is the screensaver of my laptop, and I use my laptop to record. So when I tell y'all I see my vision board every day, I see my vision board every single day. And there are so many things on here that I'm just like, you put that on here, but you didn't really do that. So let's fix it. And again, I'm going to do an episode where I kind of go over my vision board for the year, talk about the things that I did accomplish, that I didn't accomplish, and then also like my vision board for the new year. So I don't want to dive too deep into this right now, but I'm just like looking at my vision board right now, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't cook anything except like 1 or 2 things. I haven't read my Bible. Yeah, I haven't really been saving money. Like, there's just a lot of things on here that I'm just like, I could have accomplished these things if I was disciplined and if I made it a point to accomplish them. But I've just been so lazy, so unmotivated, so undisciplined that I just like haven't done the things that I said that I was going to do. And that is just so not like me. And I'm really trying to figure out like why I been acting like this. And I just don't like it. I don't like the way that I feel. I don't like the energy that I'm exuding. I just feel like I'm completely different from versions of myself in past years. Not saying that I want to go back to those versions of myself, but the characteristics that those versions of myself had, like the discipline, the routine, the desire to just like want to do more and pushing herself to do more, that's the Mariah that I'm like trying to get back to. So that's going to be a big thing for me going into the new year. But again, I'm going to talk about all that in a future episode. But I'm just saying, like, if you look back over your vision board and you kind of see that there are still things that you're able to accomplish that are realistic to accomplish. I'm not saying go out and like buy a car when you don't have the money to buy a car. If that was on your vision board, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want you guys to look at the realistic things that you could still do within this time frame and do them, and then make yourself feel accomplished, like, oh yeah, I did this and this, I got to check off this and this before the new year. And you're able to have like that internal validation from yourself, like, oh yeah, I did it, I achieved it, right? So I think that would just kind of help us put things into perspective, especially going into the new year, of like, we can accomplish a lot more than we think we can. And the things that we might want to accomplish aren't going to take as long for us to accomplish them as we think. Does that make sense? Okay, the next thing I have on my list for ending out the year strong is think about your new year goals and start the habit now. So again, I don't want us to wait until December 31st, 10 o'clock p.m. I'm trying to write out everything that I want to do starting tomorrow. I feel like that's just not how it works. It takes time to build a habit. And I think that if you really start thinking about what you want to accomplish now, the type of person that you want to be now, the type of characteristics that you want to have now, you'll be able to kind of start, implementing these small little habits into your routine now, so that by the time you make it to the new year, it's not like you're trying to quit something cold turkey or start something out of the blue. You've already kind of primed yourself to start doing this, and it'll just be a lot easier to transition into that. So again, start thinking about those things and build the habit now. If you know that you want to wake up at 6 a.m. in the new year, start priming yourself for that now. Start waking yourself up little by little. Maybe now you wake up at 8 o'clock, you set your alarm for 7:30. And once you get good with 7:30, you set it for 7, and then so on and so forth, And then by the time you make it to January 1, now you can start waking up at 6 a.m. because you've already prepared yourself to be able to do this. Maybe you want to start drinking more water. I don't know. Like, start bringing a cup with you everywhere you go and filling up your water cup at night, so that by the time you wake up in the morning, you have ice cold water next to your bed and you can just get a big old gulp before you even hop out, right? Like, we have to start thinking about these things now, because come January 1, we don't want to, like I said, just be quitting things cold turkey or starting things out of the blue, because it's not going to stick that way. I think that if we really are, what's the word I'm looking for? If we really are intentional, that's what I'm looking for. If we really are intentional about the things that we want to accomplish in the new year and the type of person that we want to be in the new year now, then we're going to be setting up ourselves for success in the future, because it won't be that difficult, because you're already priming yourself for it now. I feel like I just repeated myself 1,000 times, so I'm just gonna move on. But y'all get what I'm saying, all right? Think about the goals or the things that you want to accomplish in the new year, the habits that you want to have, the routines, and do it now. Okay. All right. And then this is the last thing that I have on my list, because I told y'all I only got 5. All right. I'm closing. I'm like a pastor today. I'm closing. It's my first close. The last thing that you're going to do to prepare yourself for the new year and finish out this year strong is you're going to clean out your space. Okay. And I feel like a lot of people this time of year, they clean out their space, but they don't really clean out their space. I'm talking like, we need a deep clean. Clean out that closet. Clean out the top of the closet. Clean out the junk drawer that's in your kitchen. Clean out underneath the bed. Clean in between the couch cushions. Take the couch cushions off and clean the bottom of the couch. Like, deep clean your space, because honestly, I feel like there is nothing worse than going into the new year and you walk into your closet, or you walk into your pantry, or you walk into your living room and you see the dirt and the disgusting things from the past year that have just built up, and you didn't get rid of it. Like, it's just like, it does something to your mind when your space is clean. When your space is clean, your mind is clean. When your space is clean, you don't have this anxiety to feel like, oh, I need to clean this, right? Like it's just clean. Everything has a place, nothing is overcrowding each other. Like you're able to really see the things that you have instead of trying to search for things every morning. Like it truly does make a difference. Go in that closet and clean out those shirts that you haven't worn in 3 years. Stop saving it for what if I go to this type of party? What if I dress up as this for Halloween? Like, no, don't. Okay, you don't need it. You haven't worn it or thought about it in 3 years, and like you just don't need it. Okay, and for me this year, this is a big step for me, y'all. I'm throwing away all of my t-shirts. I know. I know. Okay. I can't I can't believe it either, but I'm going to get rid of every single t-shirt that is in my t-shirt drawer. And it is because I literally never wear these t-shirts. A lot of these t-shirts I have just for like sentimental values. I'm like, oh, I got this when I went to this volleyball tournament, or oh, I got this when I don't even know. Like I literally don't even know. I got this as a gift, whatever. Like I just have a drawer full of t-shirts that I don't wear. And I don't even know the t-shirts that are in the drawer. Really. I really don't. I have an idea of like some of the things that are in that drawer, but for the most part, I don't know the t-shirts that are in this drawer. Like I have not worn them in years and years and years. And it is literally just a drawer full of t-shirts that is taking up space that I could be using that drawer for something else. So I am going to throw away literally every single t-shirt. I'm not even going to look through the t-shirts, y'all. When I tell you I haven't opened this t-shirt drawer since I moved in this house, and that's mainly because I wear Justin's t-shirts too. So I feel like if I want a t-shirt, I can just borrow one of Justin's because he has a lot of t-shirts as well. But I think one of us out of the two, like we just have too much stuff, and I'm just gonna volunteer myself as tribute and just get rid of all of my t-shirts in my t-shirt drawer. So that's what I'm doing this year as a part of my deep cleaning and cleaning out my space. I'm getting rid of all that because I don't need it. I don't wear it. I don't want it cluttering up my space. And honestly, I'm at an age, like I'm going to be 28 this upcoming year, and I just don't it's not that I don't like the feeling of wearing big t-shirts anymore, but I would much rather be like in a cute lounge set or a cute pajama set. Like I really want to still look put together in my house. I don't want to be, just the person in the big t-shirts and random shorts. Like I'm just out of that phase of my life. I feel like I do still have my days, especially like when I'm on my period, or like if I just want to be lazy, right? Like I'll just go grab one of Justin's t-shirts and like throw it on. But I feel like that's very, very rare for me these days. So I just really don't find the need for the t-shirts, and I'm just going to get rid of them. But whatever that looks like for you, like clean out your space and make sure you're intentional about the things that you are getting rid of. If you know that like you haven't worn this thing in years, or like you can't even remember what like where you got it from or whatever the case may be, like just get rid of it, right? And I'm not even just talking about like your closet. I'm talking about your freaking pantry. Okay, I've cleaned out me and Justin's pantry twice this year already, and the things in there that have been expired for literally 3 years, we're talking things from 2020 during the pandemic, I found in that pantry. And I'm just like, this is disgusting. This is gross. This needs to get out of our space. It needs to be clean in here. We need to know that like if we get a can of green beans, that they're not from 2020. So I think just for every little section of your house, it's going to do you some good to just clean out your space. And again, you don't want to wait until the new year or like the last day of December or the last 2 days of December to try and do all of this stuff, because I feel like this is something that's going to take time. So really just like give yourself enough time to actually accomplish it. Don't stress yourself out at the end of the year trying to be like, oh, I gotta clean up my space, like I gotta what's that TikTok sound? Okay, anyways, what I'm trying to say is give yourself the time to be able to clear out your space in a way that's not going to cause you stress and anxiety. Like give yourself the time to actually go through and like take account of all the things that you have and the things that you're going to be getting rid of, And I feel like once you do that, you will just feel 10 times lighter, right? Because I feel like especially over the years, we just gather up a lot of things that we just don't need or want or use anymore, and we just kind of forget about them, throw them at the top of our closet, put them in a random drawer, throw them in a random cubby, and it's just like, really just take the time to clean out every single corner of your house, and you will go into the new year feeling just like brand new, like a breath of fresh air, like everything is decluttered from your life, from your mind. Oh, sorry. I thought Justin was opening the door, but he's opening the door in Ace's room. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for y'all. I kind of rambled on way too long about the t-shirt thing. I'm sorry. But like I said, I told y'all I wasn't planning on being here very long today. I feel like my episodes as of late have kind of been a little bit long. I've been a little bit long-winded, so I'm giving y'all a little short and sweet one today, about 30-ish minutes. So yeah, that's really all I have for y'all. I hope that this list was helpful. I hope that this is getting you motivated to kind of start getting yourself prepared for the new year in any way that you can. I'm sure there's a lot more things that you could do more than what I just named on this list, but these are just things that I thought were like super important, could be incredibly helpful in order to help you finish off 2023 strong and walk into 2024 with a clean slate, if you will. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go now. Me and Justin are going to some little game night with our friends, so I'm excited about that. But I hope you guys have a great Monday, a great week. I love you so much, and I will talk to you in my next episode. Bye.